Well, hey guys, Silly Tuck here. Welcome back to another episode of ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling. It's a big show tonight. It's the go home for the big show. Again, Paul White. We love him. He's my favorite. Paul. Behind Heyman, Bearer, Burchill, Levesque. He's top five. He's top five Pauls. All right. Yeah, it's the go home show for November to Remember. You can see it's also on tonight. I'm excited to get this going and get started on November to Remember. To be honest, it's gonna be fun. I hope you guys enjoy the show. We should be we're in the Main Street Armory, I believe. Let's check how many that will get us. About 6,500. So hopefully we can make a good profit on this show, on these two shows combined. That's why we've got so many people in here. Let's run the show. We're opening up with an 83B plus from Taz. Fuck yeah. So Taz says, we kind of open up and he's backstage and he's got his belt with him. And he's got his towel over his head, and you can just see his belt. You know what I mean? Like, there's, just enough light to where it kind of shines off his belt. And then he kind of brings his face into the light with the towel on, and he says, opportunity. What does that mean to you? To me, it means the chance to do what I love. It means the chance to defend this championship. Over the past year and a half, I've worked my hardest to make this title not only relevant, but must-see television. I have worked my ass off to become the most dangerous man on this roster, and I think I've done that. I think I've done my job when it comes to that, and if you don't believe me, ask anybody else and they'll tell you who the baddest man in all of Extreme Championship Wrestling is. It's not Shane Douglas, it's not Tommy Dreamer, it's not the Dudley Boys, it's not the Hardy Brothers, it's not the Sandman, it's not Sabu, it sure as hell isn't Jerry Lynn, it's me. I stand alone at the top of the mountain holding a belt that I have made myself. It's come to the point where I raise the stock of everybody who touches me. And this isn't me being cocky, folks. This isn't me being arrogant. You know I'm not that type of guy. I'm speaking straight facts. Look at the statistics, look at the buy rates, look at the numbers, look at the merch sales. When I am on the show, when I feud with a certain person, when somebody challenges me, the numbers go up. And yet I stand alone. I once knew a great man, and he told me something that I've come to accept with all people. The problem with believers is that they'll let anybody walk through their front door. The problem with deceivers is the bodies buried underneath the floorboards. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at me, you are not getting a believer who lets anybody walk over him. You are not getting a deceiver who hides his shame and his fears. You are looking at all there is to see. An animal, a monster, a human suplex machine. I am the television champion. I am tonight. I will be going into November to Remember. And I will be on the other side. Tonight, I get to face an old buddy of mine, Just Incredible. Haven't we had fun? Earlier this year, I tossed Just Incredible around for a number of months, and tonight I get to do it again. Fun little warm-up, I guess Paul Heyman thought. Funny thing is that I don't need to be warmed up. I could go months without wrestling, a year without wrestling. It wouldn't matter. I could still show up and beat anybody on their best day. on my worst. I'm the most technically proficient wrestler on this entire roster. I have the strength of men 20 my size. I have the speed of somebody even smaller than me, and trust me, don't think I don't hear when people call me small, I hear it. But it doesn't affect me. Typically, people who are offended when somebody calls them small, they have something to compensate for. They have that height, and they're ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. Because it embarrasses everybody else when I beat them. Hayabusa, you're this mad terror from the East, huh? You're the flagship of FMW. It's not gonna matter. Bring your best, bring your worst, bring your deadliest. Doesn't matter. Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you. So there's Taz, just literally opening things up with a fucking banger promo in my mind. Taz is Taz. He's bada boom, the realest guy in the room. How you doing? We move into a match. It's a 52D+, as Mike Awesome fucking kills Big Dick Dudley. It's about 4 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, the commentators, Styles and Gertner are like, oh man, this is a big man battle. Let's see how this goes. Mike Awesome fucking kills him. He throws Dick around like he's a fucking cruiserweight. He kills him. And then he gets on the mic. And he says, Sandman, hey, how you doing? You ran through my buddy Justin a couple weeks ago. And last week, you beat up Bam Bam. Now, nobody's heard from Bam Bam since you beat him up. Matter of fact, I've been told by multiple sources that he's quit the company. Something that me and Credible weren't even aware of. But that doesn't matter. Sandman, why don't you come out here, actually, so I can say this to your face? And woman comes out, not Sandman, and she says, Mike, you know, Sandman's at home right now, hanging out, having a good time, preparing for November to Remember. But what? And Awesome cuts her off, and he says, oh, perfect. He's preparing, is he? Good, good. Let him know I will be his opponent. You think beating up my buddies is cool? Why don't you pick on somebody your own size? And by your own size, I mean somebody much, much bigger, much, much smarter, much, much faster. Somebody who's much more awesome. What do you say, woman? Do you think your Sandman's good enough to face me? And woman sits there and kind of thinks about it for a sec and then just goes, are you fucking stupid? Do you know who Sandman is? Have you seen what he's capable of doing? Bam Bam Bigelow, who is 20 times the star you'll ever be, got his ass whipped. You think you're good enough? Step the fuck up. He'll put you to sleep. You're on. So there you go. We have, I believe, our final match booked. Yeah, I do believe our final match booked there for November to Remember. It's going to be the Sandman taking on Mike Awesome. Hold on here. The Sandman taking on Mike Awesome. There you go. There you go. I should actually probably change the name of this, shouldn't I? Oh, I guess I have to rebook it. Whatever, let's do that right now because, I don't know, why not? Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn. And this will be ECW World. Yeah, just ECW World. I guess that works. Good stuff. Good stuff. So there's another match confirmed. And oh wait, we quickly go backstage and we see Richards and Meanie pull another prank or something like that, you know, something like that. And they're like putting snakes in the locker room or something like that. Something stupid like that, right? And Kurt Angle walks by. You know, Kurt Angle debuted last week talking about how he kind of wants to build off of Steve Regal's legacy here in ECW. And he kind of bumps into the two and he says, hey, wait a minute. I know the two of you. You're those two jokers. What are you two doing here? And they're like, they're snickering to themselves. They're like, oh, man, we just, put snakes in the fucking locker room. Ta-ha, ta-ha. Funny. And Angle says, wow, that's really amusing. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure you two have what it takes to be here. You walk around, you make jokes, you have your fun. You're not real competitors. You know what? I've been tasked to find myself an opponent for November to remember. Paul Heyman has allowed me to pick my debut match. And how about you, Stevie? You walk around lowering the status of this company by simply existing. I want you. I want to pick you up. I want to toss you around. I want to put you on the ground. I want to break your ankle. I want to put you in pain for what you've done to this company. I'll see you this Sunday. And Richards and Meany are like, uh-oh, that's not good. That is not how we wanted that to turn out. So here we go. I was wrong, I guess, when I said that, oh, shit. Wow. Sorry, I was checking something there on my phone. You might have heard that go off. We have Kurt Angle's debut at November Remember, and he's going to take on Stevie Richards. We move forward. It's another match. It's a 48D+, as Sexton Hardcastle and Christian Cage, the Suicide Blondes, defeat the Gangstanators, when Christian Cage defeated John Cronus by submission. Good win, I guess, for the boys. Do it for the boys, for the culture. Good win. They continue their momentum towards the tag title number one contender match. Shane Douglas gets a promo on Tommy Dreamer, hyping up their match this Sunday. He says, Dreamer, you gotta know what you've gotten yourself into, right? You have to understand that you can't beat me. Because you don't beat people. You lose. It's what you're good at. You're a choke artist. You get in these big situations and you lose. And I know sometimes that's hard to face. It's hard to look in the eyes, but don't feel so bad, pal. Because eventually there'll be no expectations at all. And people will stop feeling bad when you lose the big match. It's just something you do. So I'm going to beat you. And I'm going to prove why franchise is way better than Hart. Because I'm the franchise. Didn't have too much written for that, but I think you get the idea. You know what I mean? Just hyping up this Sunday, getting it going. Let's move forward. We've got a little bit of interaction here backstage between the challengers and the champions, the Stormtroopers and the Dudley Boys. Not too much to mention here. Just kind of what I think you would think of. Kind of similar to the last thing, but they're right there with each other, kind of tension. We're gonna beat you. No, we're gonna beat you. Okay. Pretty nothing this angle, but it's okay, because it's time for our main event. Will Taz beat Justin Credible? I don't think I even need to ask. Of course he does. Taz is an animal. And about that had good wrestling and decent reactions from crowds. Taz defeats Justin Credible in 15:33 by pinfall, not submission. Pinfall to T-bone suplex. 70C+. Taz wins. He's great. 74 in-ring performance for Taz. He's just a technical machine. The human suplex machine. We end out our go-home show. What is this here? Is this changing the gimmick? Yes, it is. Very good. Sweet. 71C+ to end with the show. It's Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn. They're in the ring one last time before their big match. And Jerry, I guess Rob will start. And RVD says, well, here we are, folks. We're on the eve of one big event. Isn't that right, Jerry? Yeah, it's the opportunity finally for this company to regain some dignity and gain a real champion. Jerry says, Rob, I've gone this whole title reign, having to hear about how I'm not a real champion, about how I'm too small, about how I don't look right, about how I don't talk right, about how I'm just not fit out for this whole thing. Yet I've still got this belt. I'm not afraid of you, Van Dam. I am world champion for a reason. I wrap people up. I tie them in knots. I'm Jerry Lynn. I am dynamic for a reason. And it's not because of my charisma. My in-ring work is unparalleled. Van Dam says, oh, that may be so, pal, but here's the thing. When you're in the ring with the whole fucking show, it's a whole different ballgame, pal. Mr. Saturday Night even works Sundays. Rob Van Dam is going to walk out world champion, whether you like it or not. Because, Jerry, let's be honest, people like you, they're nice stories. They're nice tales of how the underdog hero triumphs. But you realize that happily ever after isn't real. There comes a point where the next page has to be written, and it depends how long your chapter goes. And Jerry, if I look at my watch and I look at your reign, it's quite obvious you're running out of ink, pal. How much farther can you write? Well, I've got your period. Rob Van Dam becomes world champion. Period. Jerry Lynn says, that's very flashy of you, Van Dam. You know, you've always been a bit of a, what's the word, charismatic guy. But charisma's not going to matter come Sunday. I fought my whole life to get to this point, to where I can main event a show as big as November to Remember. I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give up. You will have to kill me. You will have to take the soul from my body, every single drop of blood from my veins, make my heart stop beating, my brain stop functioning. I will not lose. I will not die. I will not quit. As long as I have a pulse, I'm going to kick out at 2. I will not tap out. I will die before I give up this championship. There is nothing in this world that I've fought for harder than this. There's nothing I've ever been told that mattered more than this, and now I have it. I have something that proves everybody wrong who's ever told me I couldn't do it. You included. So Sunday, this isn't a whole thing about, oh, Rob Van Dam, he's such a star, and that Jerry Lynn, he couldn't possibly. Jerry Lynn has made it a career off of Jerry Lynn couldn't possibly. Oh, wait, never mind, he did. I am your ECW world champion for a fucking reason. You're going to have to kill me. I leave it to you whether you have the balls to do it. You call yourself the whole fucking show. The show never even got off the ground. Fucking piece of shit. So Jerry Lynn goes off, to be honest. Jerry Lynn goes the fuck off. That's probably the most passion I've given Jerry Lynn. Overall, the show gets a 70 C+. We're up in 7 regions. I'm with the hit of next. We're here. I'll set this here so you guys can see it. Woo. This is it, ladies and gents. November to Remember. I'll see you next time. It's the big one. It's the big show. Again, Paul White. Thank you all so much for watching. Oh, Jesus Christ. We lost so much money. Fuck. Okay, never run big arenas. Fuck. Whew. That's okay. That's okay. I just got a notification on my phone again. What the hell was that? Oh, never mind. That was nothing. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Who? You think we'll make money this month? I doubt it. Whatever. That's okay. Sometimes you gotta make losses to make wins. Also, this proves to me we shouldn't run big arenas yet. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys enjoyed. This is Silly Talk. Signing out.